I take a look at the movies, music, games, and TV that I'm looking forward to in 2026 in
When I look into your eyes, I feel pain.
Friends, pigs and humans working together. I like the optics.
Oh, we love the optics. What are optics?
I think it's a kind of seafood.
George Orwell's 1947 novella is back, and it's releasing May 1st. Andy Serkis is directing an all-star voice cast, but I don't know that much about Angel Studios. I did some research, and they're basically a movie company that has a streaming network attached to it. They frame themselves as a guild, and when you're a member of the guild, you get a voice in what type of movies the studio makes. It feels kind of out of step for a Christian company to release a movie about a group of people realizing they're oppressed and then throwing off their master's yokes to take control of their destiny. That might just be me.
Giraffe with a crab, pig in a wig, hi, bug in a mug, yak with a pack. Ron.
Fun anecdote, I actually lived close to where the original Cat in the Hat film with Mike Myers was filmed. Like basically any of the outside of the main house scenes was actually filmed like right down the street from where I grew up. But I'm kind of interested to see where
Warner Brothers
takes this adaptation of Cat in the Hat, because the last one was super bad, and I think even Mrs. Seuss like didn't like it very much. That might be apocryphal, don't take my word for it.
Welcome to Normal, Minnesota.
This last one I honestly know pretty much the least about, but Bob Odenkirk of Mr. Show fame and the Fonz are writing a thriller. It sounds like an interesting story about a temporary sheriff finding a crime ring in a small town, and I'm not sure if it's necessarily connected with the Nobody franchise of films that Bob Odenkirk is also in. I just think that the names are similar, but I don't know if there's necessarily a connection there. That's just me speculating. Next up is This upcoming release from California's Joyce Manor feels like kind of like that best band at your high school got to keep going and just make the kind of music that they wanted to make. That might be a weird analogy, but like think about like if you went to high school like in like the 2000s and you had a pop punk band or a punk band that got to make like 15 albums, and like this just feels like where that band would land. And I'm admittedly a Joyce Manor novice, but this artwork reminds me of what I imagined a bar was like as a kid. There's a couple tracks released from the upcoming album, but I can't wait to listen to the whole release. I was introduced to Tiger's Jaw easily a decade ago, but when I was looking at what music was coming out, I thought I'd recheck them out. Based on the pre-release single, it's giving me Diet, The Devil and God Are Raging Inside Me vibes, which is not a bad thing. But Tiger's Jaw is another band that is really honed in their sound and likes to choose what type of album they're gonna make and then really focus on that. And they'll kind of jump styles a tiny bit from album to album, and I can't wait to hear what the rest of the album sounds like. Oh, what's that? This last one's Fun. Remember Fun? Well, lead singer of Grammy Award-winning Fun goes back to his first project, The Format. This is their first album since 2008's Dog Problems, when the band disbanded on good terms. The indie rock pair seemed to have simply moved on to other projects, which, as an artist who has had multiple projects simply run their course, I totally understand. It's not a bad thing to move on from an artistic project or even circle back to it. It's not a bad thing to move on from an artistic project or even circle back to it, as The Format have chosen to do. They have 3 tracks pre-released from the album on their YouTube channel, and they seem very The Format, which is a great feeling. I think this album is going to be great, and it'll just be something fun to like drive around to or like clean the house to. Next up are
The man in front is Jan Rexco, the Wings of Thief. You're riding shotgun with the legendary Ace of Aces.
He's a mass delusion fabricated by the rumor mill of social media.
Radar contact. We think it's the Shadows.
The Ace Combat series is a arcade fighter jet shooter. It tries to make being in a fighter jet the same as or more like a first-person shooter. I hope that makes sense, but this is the 8th game in the series, and I've checked in on it from time to time. This game looks super cinematic and actually reminds me that I should look for a copy of Ace Combat 7, because that one is actually widely available on Xbox and PlayStation. But the graphics look amazing in this game, and the stories have always been super enthralling, like they draw you in. So I'm excited to see what they've got cooking in Ace Combat 8.
into lands uncharted and dangers untold. I venture without fear.
Now, I'm not someone who usually plays arena shooters, but I think Highguard has a pedigree that could lead to a solid experience. The game was developed by ex-Respawn developers who made fun games like Titanfall and Apex Legends, and I'm not sure entirely what to say about this game, but it looks really surprising. Like, there's lots of animal mounts and different types of magic, so I'm definitely gonna at least give this one a try. But I mean, look at these graphics, it just looks beautiful.
A clue, a lead. What more could a mouse detective want?
I had a class get dropped at the last minute and when I was in college, and I actually had to take a film noir class. It was just one of the last classes available.
Eureka.
And I actually
This is a
gained
real
a
mouse
type of appreciation for film noir that I didn't have before. Mouse PI for Hire is a first-person shooter that looks to integrate the sort of like rubber hose, black and white Mickey Mouse cartoon aesthetic with a film noir detective story. This one actually comes out really soon, so I might be playing it by the time you're watching this. But I mean, just look at this. Yay! So there's a new Muppet show, and it's on Disney Plus, which makes me most upset because I doubt that this will get a physical release. Disney has really just not cared about the Muppets for almost as long as they've had them. And I mean, they've actually put out a few decent Muppet films, but I think it's really time to sell the Muppets back to the Jim Henson Company, because the Jim Henson Company will care about the Muppets way more than Disney ever will. The Muppets pretty much always have a good show in them, and even their failed Office spinoff was a really good effort. I just don't honestly see this one getting a physical release or even that much effort put into by the Disney company.
Hilly superstar there, Scooter.
Leave Bambi alone.
Scrubs is also getting rebooted, and that's a show that I honestly enjoyed in the mid-2000s. It was a traditional 3-camera show based in a hospital, and it honestly was better than many people give it credit for. The biggest assurance that I have with this remake is that a lot of the main characters are coming back, and so that gives me confidence in the quality of the show, regardless of its corny reputation. The last thing I found that was interesting is, let me just check my notes here. Untitled Larry David Project. I mean, whatever that is, I'm down for it. Let me know in the comments what you're looking forward to in 2026, and make sure to follow along for more media discussions.